necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
You have to be strong in today's world. Keep your focus and what you believe in, how to achieve all your dreams. Keep moving forward. Never accept less than who you are. Live your best life. Be strong and free. It's the It Back with Natasha Black. It's the It Back with Natasha Black. It's the It Back with Natasha Black. It's the It Back with Natasha Black.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome to the Hit Back. I'm your host, Natasha Black. It's a beautiful day here in the 242. I hope that you are doing well, taking care of yourself, and living your best life today. I hope that we are all in a mind of meditation. We are all in a space for Wednesday to get ourselves, our finances in order. You know, it's a Wealthy Wednesday, so that's a big thing for us today. We got a good lineup, a great schedule of shows. Today, we're talking cryptocurrencies. I really am excited about this topic. I have a growing interest in it. The first time I did this show on crypto, it was definitely 2020. And Theo Savosis was joining me as a guest. He'll be joining me as well, along with some other cryptonaires, crypto investors, crypto entrepreneurs. I don't know what you want to call them, but whatever you want to call them. And so today will be an interesting show for sure. But we got some other stuff I'm gonna have joining me at the 4:30 mark, a guest who is Miss World Bahamas, Sienna Evans, Miss World Bahamas, and not just beauty but brains. And so that's very exciting to me as well. That we are, that's how we roll, right? You can be beautiful and brilliant. You can be brilliant and beautiful. I think brilliant to come first. Beauty is the extra, like the sauce on the top. And she's a very, brilliant young woman, entrepreneur, has a business. I didn't even know I was supporting her business. All this time of COVID, you get COVID spots all over the place. She was smart enough to have one, a testing space. So it's actually quite exciting having her there, having that there as well. And then we'll have a brief guest there with Cable Bahamas at the top of the show. But some things that I wanted to say before we get into the rolling of the show. And again, hello to everyone who's tuning in. I see folks online already. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, click on the notifications if you're watching online on Facebook or YouTube, on the bell. If you are in your car, don't forget you can always subscribe to those channels. Of course, you can use the Guardian Radio app. You can go on the Guardian website and never miss a show. So those things are important. I have folks who would always side message me, hey, can I get a copy of your show? But you can go online, of course, and it's there as a resource. Special thanks always to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. So some things in the news, thoughts that came across as we prepare for Wealthy Wednesday. And my goal in these days is always to make sure that we don't stay in the same space. You don't let a year pass you and you're in the same space. Why not? Because that's not how we want to grow. This is not how we grow. The goal is to always push yourself. Get ahead of your present station. Don't stay in the situation you're in and then blame other people for it. Find out how. Connect with people who can help you move and mobilize yourself. That's important. And this thing with cryptocurrency, it's risky business, but it's a game changer as well. And it's a game changer, especially as you learn more. Don't do it just for fun. Do it because you're learning. It's just the same as with anything. I don't like day trading. It isn't that I don't believe in it. I don't like day trading because I don't have that sort of time and I don't have the level of intellect to be that all in. But there are folks who day trade and they do very well, but they will talk about the losses as well. So that's something interesting. All right, two things before we get into that. And hello to everyone online and in your cars and whatnot. One, okay, so there is this, we had yesterday, or last night, I guess it's safe to say. Last night, it was safe to say we are waiting. We found out, sadly, the cause of death for young Bella, right? We found out the cause of death, right? And we would say it's a cause, we think we know the cause of death. But we finally ended up with the cause of death for young Bella. And what is interesting with it is that there was kind of confusion today. Confusion in what really was the cause of death for young Bella, where, of course, the narrative has been, and I've been a part of that narrative. We were building a case of sexual abuse. Today, the Minister of National Security said today, told reporters this morning that there was, well, what happened here? That there was no evidence to suggest that 4-year-old Bella Walker was sexually abused. Monroe said this does not in any way diminish the physical assault which led to the child's death on Friday. And then moments later, The Guardian says Speaker of the House, Patricia DeVoe, started the parliamentary sitting condemning child rape and saying Bella was stripped of her innocence. The thing is, now we're not sure what is what. We're still kind of confused on what is the cause of death for young Bella. And why? So I'm, you know, the truth is, I'm trying to figure out where, you know, do I even, you know, should I even be in the space where I am demanding to know the cause of death, whether it was sexual abuse or physical, right? And yes, I do believe that we should have information like that in a sense of understanding how to talk about this conversation. But the major conversation is a 4-year-old died, and a 4-year-old died violently. 4 years old, succumbing to violent injuries, and we are not getting straight answers. And then I'm asking, are we deserving of straight answers when it comes to this case of young Bella? I go back and I hearken on what the Prime Minister said earlier this week on this topic, and he said, "Remember Bella for the young lady she was, not in the trauma by which she left." And I appreciate those words, and I think that we must realize that there are more baby Bellas. There's more Bellas in this country. You go on Facebook right now, and there's a lot of trauma. I know, like I said on whatever day that was, Monday, that we're a country triggered, right? So should we know? Should we be demanding? What is the state of how she died? We need definitive answers, because it was quite confusing. The Minister of National Security is saying, hey, listen, what we saw was not, we didn't see any indication of sexual abuse. The Speaker moments later is condemning child rape. The thing is, our outrage should be, period. She died, and she was murdered. And she was murdered. I pray to God she wasn't sexually assaulted that led to her murder. But either way, the baby was murdered. And then we hear a case where a mother stabs her boyfriend when she finds him sexually assaulting her 12-year-old daughter. Now, if y'all were like me, and I gotta say, the report never said that the police took her. The ambulance took him. And I was like, good on you, Popo. I don't know how legal that is, but we're gonna go with self-defense, protecting your child. I'm good with that. But those are the cases we hear, right? And I'm ready for more now. And so what this has led to was this discussion of Marco's alert, sexual offenses or sexual offenders registry. We had a situation here where folks, I think earlier, and the Minister of National Security cleared it up in his address, a contribution in the House today. But prior to that, some of his statements were as if to say, we walked away saying or believing that the Minister of National Security, Wayne Monroe, believed or was intimating that a registry, a sex offenders registry, would serve us no benefit. And that's what folks walked away with. And actually, when I heard his commentary, I kind of walked away with that as well, but that was just a snippet of commentary I saw, not what I heard. So when I heard his address in the House of Assembly, I appreciated what he said clearly, that there will be a sexual offenders registry, that there will be a sexual offenders registry, that we will have that list. We will see it. It is what it is now. It needs fixing. It needs work. and it's not what it is now. I gather is not good enough for us. But that we will have that along with Marco's alert. All very good things to hear. And he said very soon didn't have a date, but I have a date with Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe on the show tomorrow, 5 o'clock. So don't miss that. But what I also saw was something, again, that, I always say we need a holistic approach on how we think of things, right? What is fair, what is unfair. So one of the narratives that came about on Mr. Monroe, and of course, Wayne Monroe has been a guest on the show many times. One of the narratives with Mr. Monroe was that, well, he's defended criminals. He defended, I think, the gentleman who was found guilty, who killed Marco. And they said, well, you can't count on Wayne Monroe to speak on anything with regard to our children's safety. Now, I hear this a lot with defense attorneys. Defense attorneys get a bad rep in country, right? Especially when we truly believe that the person they're defending is guilty of sin. Now, this is kind of off a beat, but I want to talk about this because I think it's important that we understand. We're a country we're very punitive, right? We're a very punitive society. That's why we're quick to say, listen, hang them, shoot them, retribution, all of that stuff. And in a country where justice is very much denied or delayed to the point of denial, I understand. Because our court system, for some reason, can't finish any cases that really quickly, expeditiously. We've been sued for cases that don't make it to the trial date. We've had people released because they've been in jail for too long without a case. But that isn't the point. Here is where I want us to discuss something here. Just as a note, when we talk about defense attorneys, the person who needs a defense attorney, the state has the prosecution's office. And that is important to note. I hear my music, so I got to take a break. But we should be people who are advocating for strong defenses. And I'll tell you why when we come back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
We are working to protect our country, our people, and our livelihoods so that we can move forward. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is easy. The vaccine is essential for our recovery. If we want to rebuild our economy, if we want to get back to our jobs, if we want to get back to our lives, our families, we must do this together.
What does Christmas mean to you? What about the joy and satisfaction you get in starting the home projects you've wanted to do all year? CIBC First Caribbean helps you make your Christmas wishes come true with easy and flexible financing on personal loans. Apply online and smile all the way this holiday season. Visit CIBCFCIB.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
You have to be strong in today's world. Keep your focus and what you believe in, how to achieve all your dreams. Keep moving forward. Never accept less than who you are. Live your best life. Be strong and free. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. So just, on this thing of a rigorous defense, we have to be a country that is understanding of the need for a rigorous defense. You don't hate on the defense attorney. The rigorous defense is to ensure that justice prevails. the purpose of the defense attorney is to win for their client, whether they believe their client is innocent or guilty. That is the mark of a good defense attorney. A country where we as citizens don't have access to qualified defense attorneys unless we have money means that the justice system in and of itself is ineffective, because we understand that there is levels of corruption even in our legal process, right? So I want us to be able to mature to the point where we start not connecting the work from the person's actual purpose of the work. And this is, and you know, for me, it's in a kind of a weird annoyance that we do that, because it's not understanding that there is a function a person has to do, right? There's a function. When you have a function, you execute that function. And in law and in justice, not law, but in justice, we need our full arms of justice to work, all arms of them to work. So the narrative, and I was telling a friend today, I said, where we will mark Mr. Monroe's legacy is not on how, because I look at it and say, how well he did his job as an attorney should be the same vigor by which he represents the people in his space now, because he's no longer representing the defendant. He's representing the state, right? He's there to bring our positions to the fore. And when things function right, y'all, those with more shouldn't have better than those without more, right? In terms of justice and the system of justice. And so I just want that to be something where we have a better understanding of how this thing should work. I will judge what gets done by their work in office. You know, that's what I'm judging, their work in office. Will Mr. Monroe, as he said in the House, live up to giving us the sexual offenders registry? Will he live up to setting straight and completing Marco's alert system? That's where I will make my judgment. And if we see that it's not being done, and that he does favor the alleged criminals, right, more than the victims, then we will have a challenge. But I say don't mock that. For me, you have to have rigorous defense. Coronado Haji, if we can't afford QC Monroe, we going to jail. They might forget us in jail. So we need this rigorous defense. And so I just chalk that up to that as well. So, you know, that's something there, because I just wanted to make, you know, all of that was going on. Someone says law and justice requires strong prosecution and defense. I'm glad good lawyers like QC Monroe take up the defense. That way there is no complaint that the party was railroaded by the state with a faulty defense. And by the way, you know, this is stuff that is important to a growing and a maturing society, man. And that we need to, especially when we start talking about our children. We will make sure that these cases. I heard rumors that the brother for the alleged perpetrator was beaten, and I'm hoping that isn't happening. You know, I don't want anything to happen to anyone who's being charged for the case of Bella, because I need justice to happen completely. And we should be, and this is again marks of maturity in a society. Marks of maturity in a society is where we want justice to prevail, not vigilante justice. And I was reading somebody's speech. Was it? I have some speeches here because I didn't even get to Halkitis' speech, Michael Halkitis, the Minister of Economic Affairs. I didn't even get to his speech. He had some great key points in there. I liked it. He will be joining us on Friday, Wayne Monroe tomorrow. Some key points in there. And some of those points, what was talking about was that, hey, those who have the political elite won't have all of this say, and justice will prevail against all. We'll see. All right, I want to bring on my special guest. She and I have been trying to do this from last week, Friday. So I'm excited that we get to do this today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on, I really am excited to have her, smart, a brilliant young woman, professional, and she just happens to have won something. Like, I mean, how do you even do this? I really do admire anyone who does anything as bold as pageantry, you got to be some seriously, bold and brave as a human being. I'm telling you, because that to me is the biggest thing ever. I ever told you how I went into Miss Yamacraw, Little Miss Yamacraw, when I was a baby? Little Miss Yamacraw. It was the most embarrassing thing ever. I'll tell you all that story later. I want to bring on Miss World Bahamas, Sienna Evans. Sienna, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Make sure we got you.
Oh, okay, there we go. Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Sienna. It's a pleasure to have you, Miss Bahamas World. It's so good to have you on the show, man.
Yes, I'm happy that we finally got to do it.
Listen, congratulations on your win. That's the first thing on this beautiful Welcome Wednesday on the show. Congratulations on your win. It was a bit different, this pageant this season, yeah?
Yes, it was. It was not a traditional pageant process. It was just a series of interviews, and just a selection process took place, and I ended up winning Miss Bahamas World 2021.
Congratulations. I think it's interesting how we were able to, and I adjust in times. And I love that the ingenuity. Special shout out to Michelle Malcolm, who has continued to produce wonderful pageantry for us in the Bahamas. So Sienna Evans, I want to talk to you about something. Well, first off, you have a very successful business that I didn't even know I was patronizing, man. And it's a good business. Access Labs, I think it is.
Yes, Access Medical Bahamas. Yes.
Tell me now, you're a 24-year-old beauty pageant queen, medical. Well, I think you're going in. What's your degree in again? Remind me.
Neuroscience.
Yeah. See, a nerd. You're a nerd.
A little bit, just a little.
And an entrepreneur. Tell me, how did you decide to get into this? What was the catalyst? Obviously, COVID was the catalyst, right? But
yes, it was.
How did this happen?
So at the beginning of COVID, I had just graduated from college, and it was always my dream to open a research laboratory here in the Bahamas. However, because of COVID and there was a lack of COVID testing here, I got a lot of support to open a molecular biology laboratory. And so we ended up opening that. We got our license back in March of 2021. And so it's been about 8 or 9 months now, but we have over 10 locations all through the Bahamas. We've expanded our services. Obviously, we provide COVID testing first and foremost, but our goal is really to provide accessible healthcare to all Bahamians, because we have clinics and pharmacies as well in our locations now. And so, yeah, I'm very, very proud of our team. I'm proud of what we were able to create, and I'm mostly just proud of Access.
Yeah, and now, of course, my entrepreneurial mind says, okay, 24, you're recently graduated. Well, not recent. I think you were done at 22, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
And you saw an opportunity. But
Yes.
now you got to mobilize funds. You got to mobilize teams. You got to get people together and say, hey, I'm going to do this. I see an opportunity here where a lot of other persons saw opportunities as well.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get this started up?
Well, Nahaja, a good idea is a good idea. And once I started speaking about it, I said, hey, look, this is what it's going to take. This is how much it's going to cost. This is what the potential can be given the pandemic. It really ended up selling itself. So I didn't have much issues with raising the funds to start the laboratory at all. It was pretty easy. Obviously, I got support from my parents and colleagues and everyone around me. It was they were all very supportive. So I'm really grateful and so blessed for that.
But at the same time, you're starting a business and you're doing a pageant. How? Yeah. How, Sienna Evans?
Well, time management is very important. I do wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning, so I do have a little bit more time during the day. But my pageant is, I've only been Miss World for about a week now, so I'll see how it goes over my entire reign. Obviously, because Access is a business, I have so many amazing people surrounding me who are helping me out with Access. Our team is incredible. I really don't have to do much to.
So you set it and forget it. So you've created a business where really you created this vision. Sienna Evans, Miss Bahamas World, joining us on the show 2021, where you set this idea up, right? And of course, like I said, this is one of those ideas, Sienna, where you needed more of these offerings when it came to COVID. Testing was, we were at a space where we needed to get tested more and more. And there was this opportunity that arose. And you captured that. But let me ask you this. At some point, COVID is going to disappear.
Yes, it
when
will.
it disappear. What I mean, we won't be doing mass testing and, travel, all of this stuff will be done away with. How does the business model adjust?
So we've actually already started adjusting. We don't just focus on COVID testing. Our laboratory does all sorts of medical tests, laboratory tests, like urinalysis, blood tests, genetic testing, all of those types of things. And we also have clinics and pharmacies as well. So it's something that is always going to be around. People always need to go to the doctor. And in addition to that, what our team did was we developed a mental health software. This is really where my passion lies because I'm a neuroscience major. I really care about mental health in the Bahamas a lot. I feel like the pandemic has brought in its own health issues, but it also ushered in an unprecedented mental health crisis. And so what we did was we created a platform that allows people to get mental health services virtually, just like how we're speaking now. We have an algorithm that essentially matches people based on their needs to a therapist or provider that can give them exactly what they require. Here it is right here.
So you're talking AI, your artificial intelligence that helps to match.
Yes.
Break it down for me. See, I'm not smart enough now because I actually have to do a show on artificial intelligence to get a little bit smarter. But you're saying AI and health, they work together.
Yes. So what happens is our patients, they sign in and they answer a series of questions. It's about 12 to 15 questions. And based on those answers, the algorithm matches them to a therapist or provider that is able to specializes in exactly what their needs are. So say someone comes in with depression or, based on, say this is a male, this is a female, their age range, if they've ever had therapy before, what is their learning style? Are they better with speaking to people or are they better with face-to-face therapy or, all of those things we take into account and match them to someone who matches their specific profile. And what this kind of does is a lot of people, their issue is A, they don't want to go to a therapist. And so by offering it virtually, they don't have to leave the comfort of their own homes. And B, a lot of people want to find someone who understands exactly what they're going through and they feel comfortable speaking to them. And that's what our software basically solves. It's I think that it's brilliant. I'm so excited to launch it here in the Bahamas. And I'm really excited to see how it performs and what impact we can essentially make on our people because I
Did we lose our guest? I have to sometimes wonder if we lost the guest or I got lost. So we're going to take a quick break. We have to take a break anyway. So it's perfect timing. We're going to take a quick break. Someone says, brilliant guest, Nahaja. I know, Dayon. I try my best. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja, Black Guardian Radio. We'll be back right after this. Sienna, I see you. We'll be back.
It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black.
What happened to you? You look like you lost your paycheck.
Man, I just realized I got scammed out of a bunch of money. They said I won this contest and just needed me to send them some money so I could collect. I mean, to expedite something. Or was it to smooth the process?
Man, you're smarter than that. Protect yourself against scams and fraud by following these tips. If you know you didn't enter a competition, you can't win. Never pay to receive a cash prize. If you're being asked, you're being scammed. Check trusted internet sites for verification of information given to you. Do not give your banking details to people you don't know. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Monitor your bank account regularly for any questionable transactions. Get more information at getmoneysmartbahamas.com.
So I come to work today, meet my coworker in front of the computer crying. AC sky high, but she's sweating. I ask her what happened. Apparently, she ordered some stuff online, but she threatened with this VAT increase. I told her I cannot guarantee she won't feel the pinch of the increase, but I can guarantee low rates on her shipping fee from airborne freight and cargo services. Then she can ask me if I'm sure they still will give her low rates in spite of the increase. I ask her what but that she don't understand. If she look at the alphabet, she will see A is A, B is B, C is C. That don't change. 1, 2, 3. I give the answer. Bye-bye.
Call Airborne Freight and Cargo Services at 377-0450 today.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
You have to be strong in today's world. Keep your focus and what you believe in, how to achieve all your dreams. Keep moving forward. Never accept less than who you are. Live your best life. Be strong and free. It's that with Natasha Black.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Natasha Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We've got Miss World Bahamas 2021, Sienna Evans. How you doing, Sienna? We lost you for a quick second.
Sorry about that. I think it's the internet.
No, it's okay. Once it wasn't me. I'm so used to being lost. My connection drops all the time. So, Sienna, if you're just tuning in, Sienna Evans has won Miss World Bahamas. She will be representing the Bahamas 2021 in the Miss World pageant. And I've got to ask you, Sienna, before we get to that, folks, and before we get back to what we were talking about with regard to your AI, your software, and the impact you see in country. Listen, man, you're super smart, super beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
Why a pageant? I have to ask this. What is it about pageants? Help me understand pageants, because I can't qualify for one. So that's why I'm always enamored with folks who can. Why did you want to do this? Why?
Well, my first pageant was when I was 17 years old, and that was Miss Bahamas Universe, and I ended up coming first runner-up. But pageants are extremely important to me, and they're very special because although they may sometimes get a bad reputation, pageants represent, I think, the pinnacle of femininity, and that's why it's very important to me, because I'm someone who always strives for excellence. And for me, pageantry is the perfect example of what being an excellent woman is. It's not just a beauty pageant. You learn how to speak, you learn how to dress, you learn how to network, you can create a platform for yourself, you can create impact, and you can touch the lives and empower so many people around you. And that is what is most important to me about pageants, and that's why I am just so blessed and grateful to be able to participate in Miss World this year.
What do you see as its impact? With a country like ours, Sienna, where we're dealing with so much, and the world is dealing with a lot, right? Where most people aren't paying attention to pageants. And when you said, we know that this year was different because of course, COVID-19, and I think 2020 was different as well because of it. What do you see as the impact, the vehicle that this gives you as Miss World? Your platform, what do you see as that impact that you can do to help the Bahamas in your representation?
Right. So I can bring awareness to what my passion is, and that's really creating accessible healthcare for Bahamians using the Miss World platform. And why Miss World is very special is because every participant, every contestant also has a Beauty with a Purpose platform, and and if you can think about on a grander scale how that's impactful, because in each country there is one woman every single year doing some good and giving back, and that multiplies over and over. And that's what I see in the Bahamas, and that's what I see as Miss World presently.
Now, let's go to this technology that you've created, your business that you've created, the tech that you've created. How do you inspire more young women, little girls? And, I know you've heard of what the horror story of baby Bella. And we know in this country, there are more, sadly, the truth is that we've failed many Bellas. We've failed many children, and they are now adults. They are now women who are still stunted in their growth. How do you view your platform and your entrepreneurship and your business as a tool, as an asset in shaping and helping to mentor young women?
Right. Well, first of all, I can say that I am very deeply broken by that story. When I watched your show the other day and just listening to it, it was so heart-wrenching. And the only thing I could think about was, how many other young girls went through the same thing, but they had to suffer in silence, and what effect it had on them into their adulthood. And that's why I think that, creating a safe space for mental health and creating a safe space for people to get therapy to kind of resolve the trauma that they have experienced is so, so very important. And that's why it's my goal with this platform and with this software to provide that for all of those women out there who have experienced abuse and who have experienced trauma, and not just women, but men who have experienced the same things, or people who simply don't have anyone to talk to. I want to create a safe, this program is actually called Safe Space. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I just,
okay.
Right. It's my goal to create a safe space for all of those people to get help to deal with, the issues that they've experienced, so that they themselves can heal. Because when you listen to these things that are happening, especially in Bella's case, you think about how broken the people are around them. And we can't essentially solve any of these problems until everyone heals their own traumas and their own illnesses.
Yeah. And, going back to your platform, you're saying your software, your technology, this AI is able to connect people in a special way. How do we, when does it launch, and how do we gain access to it?
So we're launching on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yes, very, very soon. It's something that we've been working on for months. Before I even thought about entering Miss World, it's something that has been in the works. And I think that it's the perfect timing, because we're launching on Friday. People will be able to log on to Safe Space. They can access it through the Access Medical Bahamas website. They'll be able to log on to Safe Space and sign up for therapy and get resources immediately. It's not just, our platform doesn't just offer face-to-face therapy. We offer mental health skills building classes. There are resources on there. We have a 24/7 mental health crisis hotline, that if someone is feeling like they're going through a crisis, or at any time you can call the hotline and you can speak to an individual who is an expert in de-escalating mental health crises. So I'm so excited, and I'm so very I'm just
proud.
Yeah.
You should be proud too.
I am very proud to see, what happens in the future and when we launch.
So you said it launches on Friday. It's called Safe Space. So they go to Access Medical Bahamas. Is this something that's a free resource? Is it something that is a charge thing? Tell us about, how do folks access it? Is it something that is free? Is it something that is up to the cost?
So there is a monthly fee, but we have a sliding scale. So based on, because we really want to make sure that it's affordable for everyone. So based on your pay stubs, you will get your price based on that. There's a monthly fee associated with it. It's $150 a month. And you get 4 live sessions with that.
That's not bad. $150 for therapy for 4 sessions of therapy a month?
Yes.
Sienna, folks, I have friends I have a wonderful young lady, brilliant young lady, but she seeks therapy like every month or two, right? And I tell her, I tell her now she goes to therapy just because it's routine now. And so her expenses in one session is about, $160 one session.
Yes.
You're saying you can pay $150 and that's 4 sessions for that month?
Yes.
What
One
is
per
that, like
week.
a wholesaler? Are these real therapists? What is this?
Yes, they are. They're real therapists, but because it's a virtual session, you take away a lot of the overhead. So you have, and the thing about it is we connect people with therapists all over the world. We have therapists in Trinidad and British Virgin Islands, therapists in this, and what it does is, that's the great thing about technology, is that you're able to cut out a lot of expenses. I mean, a lot of people in the Bahamas, you can pay almost up to $200 for one therapy session, and it's not the same price everywhere. So we're able to cut out a lot of expenses that way.
Someone says you could go to God for free. Tom, I hear you, child, but when Jesus on the main line, but it's silent on the other end, he on the main line, but he ain't saying nothing. You could use a therapist. just for the record. Sienna, I want to thank you so much. Before I let you go, we have, I think in this time, day and age, Sienna Evans, Miss Bahamas World 2021, we are looking for hope, looking for, things to aspire to and things to be hopeful for. Are you going to win Miss World for us now? You got to bring it home, Sienna.
Yes, I am. There's so many people. You know what? It bothered me that they said the Bahamas was a non-contender. And I do believe that the Bahamas is definitely a contender this year in this pageant. It is my goal and it is my wish and my dream to bring home the crown for everyone in the Bahamas. So I am so happy and proud to represent this beautiful and amazing country.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I like your confidence, Sienna. Kick butt, take names. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on your business. We are very proud of you, of course, as a young professional doing what you've done in country in terms of business making. I might need to come to you for success story. One day we have to do a show on just your startup process there, Sienna. Thank you so much, my darling. You are a treasure, and it's a pleasure to meet you. Tell your family I said hello.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Take care. All right, you're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. That was Sienna Evans, Miss World Bahamas. Someone says, you can do it. Isn't that what movie was it when they said it like that? I can't remember what movie it was. Shakola says, continue to use your platform to impact others. Yeah, I'm very happy and excited. Waterboy, thank you. My producer's the best. He's right. You Can Do It was the Waterboy, the movie with Adam Sandler. Yeah. So yeah, it was always good, and I'm happy that we got a chance to meet her. I saw the article, and I was happy to have access to Miss Evans. I thought it was unusual how we did Miss World pageant this year. Michelle Malcolm, again, shout out to Michelle, who adjusts, makes it work. I just love Miss Malcolm, what she's been able to do and continue to do with pageantry and country, even when things are challenged. So we got a good show for you today. I want all of us, though, the point of mental health is a very important one. And I don't want us to miss that. I don't want us to miss how important taking care of our own mental health is, because we can't function as parents. We can't function as husbands, as wives. You can't function in your job. You can't function with your family. You can't function well. You are awake, but you're not woke. You're awake, but you're not alive. You're not living. You're going through the motions because you're broken. You're exhausted. Some of us are functionally depressed. COVID has thrown a lot of us with these lockdowns and fear of dying or having family members who have died. One of the things I remember Dwayne Sand saying when he was the Minister of Health was that there was a total number that we weren't putting into the death column or to the trauma column, and that is the people who are locked down with people. So the children who are locked down with abusive parents, the spouses who are locked down with abusive mates. There is this number of trauma that we aren't counting and calculating. I was talking to a good friend of mine today, brilliant woman, brilliant. I mean, professional. Her business in COVID died. Her business in COVID collapsed. COVID it took away a lot of people's independence. I spoke with a pastor, and he shared a story of how, he had to, always protect himself with COVID, because now here it is as a man of God and believer. Some of his members are saying, "Man, listen, I have no way to feed my children. What you saying?" He's like, he says, "I always leave my office door open. I always have my secretary come in, because this is now where we are." And this has changed a lot for us. And that's why we have to get back to normal. And I'm always, I mean, 8 cases. We had 8 cases. And I'm getting kind of over counting cases, because the counting cases keeps this highlighting of something that'll always be there. It's like, okay, we got the flu now. Counting cases is an interesting thing. We did add 4 more deaths, unfortunately, to that list. The 4 deaths, unfortunately, they were in October. So they're not November numbers. So they were scattered through October. So we're still catching up. But there were 4 more persons who died because of COVID-19, right? Complications from. And this height, we got 8 new cases, 7 in New Providence, 1 in Grand Bahama. Hospitalizations are going down. I think natural herd immunity has built up our resolve. It's built us up. We're a healthier country, right? But all of these things have affected our mental health. And so I think it is incumbent on us, and I love what Tam said, call God. I tell you, I know exactly that when I'm stressed, I know I call on God, I talk to him and all of that good stuff. And then I call a bunch of people who give me wise counsel. That's free therapy for me too. But then you need therapy. Get some mental health support. Know when you're changing and your mood's changing. You can't be there for your family if you're not there for yourself. You don't want to get up in the morning. You're trying hard, but you're running out of energy. Things ain't right. You're slowing down. Your heart and your mind, they're in your body, but they are not working together. You're frustrated easier. When you hear your children's voice too much, you get paranoid. Like, stop, why are you talking so much? I think it's very important that we take some time for ourselves. And I find that even now, I don't want to be on the road after 8, apparently. I'm so conditioned. After 8 o'clock, I'm ready to go home. Why am I on these streets? Somebody coming to lock me up. When we come back, it's a Wealthy Wednesday. Let's talk cryptocurrencies. Let's talk money. Let's talk about a new way to invest. I got some really great guests. One who's been on the show before. You're listening to The Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. In all of this, y'all, we got to be successful and independent on our own. We will be back right after this.
It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Good afternoon. I'm Tashina Robinson with your Guardian Network News Update. Here's the top stories at this hour. There's no evidence to suggest 4-year-old Bella Walker was sexually assaulted before she died tragically last week. That's the official word from National Security Minister Wayne Monroe. Police confirmed last night that the little girl died as a result of blunt force trauma to the body, which resulted in multiple fractures. In other news, a recent study found nearly a quarter of 536 females and 7% of 113 male university students surveyed admitted to being raped at least once. In the research titled Mental Health and Negative Sexual Experiences of Bahamian University Students, authors Elizabeth J. Williams, William Fielding, and Virginia C. Ballance investigated the mental health of victims of sexual abuse, particularly rape, in college student populations. The study suggests a person's early sexual experience could have lifelong consequences. It also found a need to undertake further research on gender-based violence in the Bahamas. A decline in the COVID-19 vaccination rate has health officials concerned. Over the past 3 weeks, numbers have dropped 50% from a high of 10,000 to a low of 5,000 per week. And as Thanksgiving Day approaches, the average turkey prices are as high as they've ever been, and decreased turkey production is to blame. However, SuperValue owner Rupert Roberts says no need to panic just yet. Turkey supplies for his food store chain was ordered 6 months ago. Mr. Roberts says he has sufficient quantities and it's going to cost just slightly more per pound. That wraps up your Guardian Network News update at this hour. I'm Tashina Robinson. Stay tuned. AP News is up next.
Do you know you can get your business cards designed and printed for as low as 18 cents a card? If it's a poster you want, you can pay as little as $6 a square foot. If your print needs are short or long run, digital printing, wide format, or print consultation, call the best. Call Print Masters. Print Masters' goal is to provide its clients with the highest level of personal, professional service at an affordable price. Our state-of-the-art technology also makes working together efficient and easy. Laminations, business cards, flyers, posters, window and floor decals are just a few of the digitized print services offered at Print Masters.
Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Biden infrastructure. I'm Tim McGuire with an AP News Minute. The Port of Baltimore, first stop in President Biden's promotion of the $1 trillion infrastructure plan. The president says consumer prices are too high.
Everything from a gallon of gas to a loaf of bread costs more, and it's worrisome, even though wages are going up. We still face challenges and we have to tackle them. We have to tackle them head on.
The White House says rebuilding the infrastructure will strengthen supply chains, lower prices, and reduce shortages. Some 267,000 people applied for unemployment last week. Here's Mike Hempen.
The Labor Department says that's a decline of 4,000 from the week before, and the sixth straight week that jobless claims have dropped. Unemployment applications are nearing pre-pandemic levels of about 220,000 a week. Now, many businesses complain they can't find workers to fill their job openings.
A Falcon rocket with 4 astronauts on board is to launch this evening to the International Space Station. I'm Tim McGuire.
You have to be strong in today's world. Keep your focus and up. You believe in how to achieve all your dreams. Keep moving forward. Never accept less than who you are. Live your best life. Be strong and free. It's a hit back with the hash of black. It's a hit back with the hash of black. It's a hit back with the hash of black.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's Wealthy Wednesday, y'all. The purpose and the goal of these Wednesdays are to get us into financial freedom. They are to change your mind, make you think on things that you probably have never thought of before. If you did, you might have needed that level of encouragement. The goal is not to stay in the rat race. The economic systems that we have are not built for you to necessarily succeed. Unless you come with loads of cash and tons of connections or know somebody, got to sleep with somebody, that ain't working. That is not the day and age. And there are opportunities. I'm a living witness that you can find yourself on the road to financial freedom. Because I ain't free yet. I tell you, you know when I can be free? When I start living like Theo, Tony, Ken, Lyric, all of these other fellas, when I start living like them, I want financial freedom when I can go away for 6 months. 6 months, just breezing down the French Riviera, and nothing happens but bills get paid. Oh, what a time. What a time. I'm working on it. And so I've got to bring some friends on who, Theo and Tony, they are my crypto mentors. Theo is called the guru, right? The guru, the man, the head brother. I got to say head Greek in charge. I want to welcome my good friend who's not new to the show, Theo Savosis. Theo, how are you, darling?
I'm great, Nahaja. Good to be here. How you doing?
Oh, well, I love you, buddy. I'm great. We're
too.
talking crypto. I'm working on my portfolio because, of course, my good friend Antoinette Butler Smith keeps rowing me that I'm not following the rules. So my teacher as well, and she's rougher than you are, Theo. Just for the record, Antoinette Butler Smith. Antoinette, darling, welcome to the show.
How are you guys? Hi, Theo.
Hi, Antoinette.
How are you?
I want both of y'all to know right now that I'm really excited for this show here, but I got to bring on one more person. And Ken, I don't see you on camera. I don't know what you're doing, Ken. There you go. Hi,
Hello.
Ken Christie. How you doing?
Good day. Overdressed accountant. Good to be here.
Listen, it's a
Hi,
pleasure.
Andrew. Hi, Theo.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
How you doing? Good to be on the show.
Excellent.
It's a pleasure to have you all on the show right now. I tell you right now, it's a pleasure. Let's talk some crypto, guys. Let's talk crypto, right? First of all, I'm going to start with Theo. Theo, what is cryptocurrencies? What is this cryptocurrency, this crypto universe? What are we talking about when we talk about this?
Well, it all started with Bitcoin in 2009 when a paper was published by a Satoshi Nakamoto that described a way that you could create money in a trustless peer-to-peer manner that was never possible before. Money was always created by the king or the emperor or the government or the central bank. It was never possible that you could have a money that was public and not owned by any of these individuals. And anyone who ever tried to create their own money would soon find themselves in jail or beheaded or whatever. Nothing good would come of it. And so this is the first time that there is a viable way to create money that is different from the money that existed before, because it exists on an immutable ledger. So you cannot change it. It cannot be inflated, because Bitcoin, for instance, will only ever have 21 million Bitcoins minted. It's baked into the algorithm of Bitcoin. The last one is going to be minted in 120 years, in the year 2140. And so we have a new form of money that is by the people, for the people, and just the way that years ago, hundreds of years ago, we finally woke up and decided that it's better to separate the church from the state so that the state can run its business different from how the church runs its business, and not have church involvement in the matters of state. We will find very soon that we will be able to remove money creation from the state and make it entirely something of the public, not something that the government has control over, not something that they print. Absolutely. I am preaching. I am an evangelist of the crypto space.
If you just tuning in, and you know what, Theo, I'm glad you said that too, because this is that revolution for those who are like you are, Theo. One of the things folks may not know is that you're granddaddy of Bitcoin, right? In the Bahamas, I'll go with that. Where you have been mining, you've mined Bitcoin, you've had your Bitcoin, you would have been a filthy, stinking rich Bitcoin owner had you not been a part of the early adoption of it and you got robbed.
I mean, I can quickly tell you that story. I started mining Bitcoin in 2011, and I actually mined it for a year and a half and did very well because in those days it was very easy to mine Bitcoin because the network was so small. So you got a large proportion of Bitcoins. And not only that, with mining, there's a reward every 10 minutes for the computer that discovers the solution to the cryptographic puzzle that encrypts the last 10 minutes worth of transactions. And the reward now is 6.25 Bitcoins. But when I started mining, it was 50 Bitcoins. And every 4 years, the mining reward goes down by half. So it went from 50, the next 4 years it was 25, the next 4 years it was 12.5, and now we're in the era of 6.25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes to the miner that discovers the solution.
Do you still mine, Theo?
No, I don't mine anymore. You cannot mine in the Bahamas. Electricity is too expensive. You have to set up a mining operation right next to hydroelectric plant, or
let's go to Canada.
Or someplace
we'll
like that
by the Niagara Falls. Ken Christie, Antoinette. I know Antoinette's having some challenges, so we'll try and get her there too. But Ken, you yourself are a crypto man now. You're a crypto fanatic. You're also a man who comes with a lot of experience as well, which gives you, I guess, the vantage point of saying, hey, this makes sense. You're a forensic auditor. I think that's what I was told.
Yes.
Tell us, how did you get into cryptocurrency? What does it mean to you, crypto investing?
And I got in a little late. I actually got into crypto, bought my first Bitcoin last year at the tender age of 47. And since then, it's been a marriage in heaven. And I took, wanted to be in the company of Theo and Antoinette, who was my mentor as well. And I'm fairly sort of knowledgeable about crypto, but I took the classes, and she introduced me to some of the things. And like Theo said, it was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, and it was created also because he or she or they were really fearful of the bank. So wanted a system of payment that could be used to move away from the control of banks. And I mean, since I got in, I created some crypto holdings. They got Bitcoin, you have altcoins as well. I tell people, man, I'm as a fraud examiner accountant, I'm probably the most skeptical person on this earth. You don't invite me to a Ponzi scheme or to some event, and I'm logging off. But crypto is real. I mean, I tell people it's real. I got in at Bitcoin at about $14,000 a coin.
What?
And now it's trading at 67, or I mean, it changes, obviously fluctuates as well. But I've made real profits off of it. It's really one of the best value systems out there, as well as what I do for my company now is we actually pay some of our consultants in crypto. They're able to get value out of the crypto and exchange it for bank for cash. And so I'm elated as well to see, I wouldn't mention the name, but to see a large exchange now set up in the Bahamas, because my aim is to educate people as an accountant and fraud examiner, and really, see this fantastic form of digital payment currency really expand here in the Bahamas. And it's I made a joke the other day. You don't see people, going around and talking about, okay, I'm banking at this bank, I'm banking at this bank. Let's get in a group,
No.
and no, the crypto. It's like the Bahamian Gulf. You go somewhere and you bump an internet, you bump into someone, you say, hey, I have crypto, I have Ethereum, I got Bitcoin, I got Sol, I got this, and it's immediate. It's immediate camaraderie. And then you talk about, what are some of the tips, what are some of the exchanges you use. It's very fascinating. I sent my son some crypto. I'm trying to, my 14-year-old, and he, Daddy, this is now $40 more. I said, well, I'm billing your holdings, and you get nothing at the bank, right?
Oh,
and
no.
so
Actually, they tell you in advance. You're not
exactly.
getting
I'm glad you're leading the charge to foster, and we got a lot of Bahamian experts. I mean, Adnet, Theo, these guys are experts in the field internationally, and I'm just glad to sort of break it down and say that the crypto is really a real instrument, and I'm hoping that one day in the Bahamas it will be widespread as a form of currency, a form of payment, and as a usage picks up,
Ken Christie joining us. All right. We got a bunch of questions. I'm going to bring on my friend, Antoinette Butler Smith, the one and only Tony.
Hi.
Tony B. All right.
What's up?
So, all right. You got to be the one leading us in this conversation, Tony. You're going to start with take us
I'm
to
going to
school.
try. I can hardly hear you. I didn't remember to charge my earphones, but I can hear you a little bit.
All right. So then start us from the basics. One of my good friends, and I see we got two more people in the background. One of my good friends, she wants to start from the beginning. When you meet someone who's a newbie, what is it that you tell them about getting into this business? How do you start them off?
Well, first of all, if someone contact me interested in cryptocurrency, taking my class, because I do teach via Zoom, I tell them, listen, it's not as hard as you think it is. You just have to apply yourself the way you would apply yourself if you were to learn any new skill that would need you to learn something new or to unlearn things that you thought you knew was the right way of doing things. You have to try to open up your mind and focus on learning something new. So for instance, if you are to train to be a phlebotomist, you have to go in and train to do that job, right? Cryptocurrency is something that you shouldn't take as a side hustle per se, because this is very addictive. It's addictive because it's so intriguing that once you get in, it's going to consume you to the point where you're going to want to learn. So if you don't have any time, like some people say, well, I don't have time. After you see your first gains, you're going to make time. So I tell them, just apply yourself the way you would apply yourself when you're trying to learn a new skill. And that's basically it.
So let's do some basic stuff, because for me, a lot of folks wanted to know, and I see Ken shaking his head when he said it's addictive. When he said it was addictive, Ken did a nod.
Right.
As it stands right now, if I wanted to start buying crypto, what would you tell me I need to do?
That's a question for me?
Yeah, that's a question for you. What do I start?
If you want to start buying crypto, I tell anyone, don't invest in something you don't understand. The first thing you have to do is learn, because there's no sense in you investing and you don't understand anything about it. A lot of people are jumping in or FOMOing in. The word that we use is FOMOing in. It's fear of missing out. Everybody's hearing about Dogecoin and Shiba and Bitcoin, and they just want to get in. What they're doing is they're opening a wallet because the wallets are free in the App Store, and they're finding out from their friend which exchange that they can go on and get verified, because most of the centralized exchanges that will accept credit cards from the Bahamas, you have to do a KYC, which is know your customer, right? And they go in and they buy, and then they expect miracles. And when they see the losses, because it's very risky business, right?
Say that again.
They don't know how to take the losses, but they don't understand the game. I call it, you have to have skills. You have to understand it. So the first thing you should do is take a course. You should find someone who's already in, who knows the proper way, not someone who just bought, because that's not the right way to do it. The right way to do it is learn, because if you gain a lot in crypto and you don't know how to move it, you don't know how to cash out your crypto and transfer your money, wire transfer your money in, then what's the sense of you having the cryptocurrency? You're going to watch it go up and you're going to watch it go down, and then you're going to watch it go up and you're going to watch it go down. And then when you see it going down, you're going to panic and say, what is this that I got into? Like, all my money is gone. But they don't understand that that's how the market flows. There's ebbs and flows.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with Theo, Ken, Theo Sarusis, Ken, Christy, Antoinette Butler-Smith. We've also got some more folks in the background as well. I want to chime in, and we got a bunch of questions. So folks got questions, and someone says which crypto, and on the exchange, all kind of questions we got. We'll be back after this. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. When you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
What happened to you? You look like you lost your paycheck.
Amon, I just realized I got scammed out of a bunch of money. They said I won this contest and just needed me to send them some money so I could collect. I needed to expedite something. Or was it to smooth the process?
Man, you're smarter than that. Protect yourself against scams and fraud by following these steps. If you know you didn't enter a competition, you can't win. Never pay to receive a cash prize. If you're being asked, you're being scammed. Check trusted internet sites for verification of information given to you. Do not give your banking details to people you don't know. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Monitor your bank account regularly for any questionable transactions. Get more information at getmoneysmartbahamas.com.
Do you miss social events with family and friends, attending social events, or dining in your favorite restaurant? The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is available, and you only need one shot. One and done and fully vaccinated for now. The more persons vaccinated, the more these pleasurable activities are possible in safer environments. There are many reasons to get vaccinated, but the most important one is that you and your loved ones are protected. To be safe, continue to wash your hands, wear your face mask, practice physical distancing, and get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and this radio station.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's the Hit Back with Nahaja.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. It's a Wealthy Wednesday. We're talking cryptocurrencies. I got my good friend Theo, Ken, Antoinette, and Son. We will, on the 5:30 mark, I want to introduce you to some more of some great young Bahamians who are involved in this crypto trading life. I want to ask you guys this, because folks want to know, they have introductory questions and concerns. I remember when I started, Antoinette reached out. Theo was the first to reach out, and we chatted. Antoinette, we spoke on a regular, but I remember Theo gave me some sound advice. Theo said, listen, whatever you do, buy Ethereum. Just buy Ethereum. Ethereum is going to be stable. Ethereum is going to grow. And Ethereum is the platform by which all of our smart contracts are. I know nothing what Theo said. I didn't know nothing. All I know was Theo said buy Ethereum. And he said buy more Ethereum than Bitcoin. And I won't lie to you, I've been happy ever since with that advice. I'm feeling very fortunate that I listened to that advice on buy Ethereum because I'm feeling pretty good with myself here. I want to ask, Theo, when you look at coins, how do you look at a coin and say, okay, this is something to invest in? Because I know my good friend Antoinette got this master's degree on coins like SHIB, meme coins, right? So Theo, when you look at coins, what do you see?
So, all right. So there's a lot of education that needs to take place, and there's a lot of due diligence. And so the first thing that I look at is use case. Does this coin that's come, that's available, that's come to market, does it solve a problem? Does it create, is it innovative? Does it solve problems that traditional finance cannot do? Are there applications to it that would make it a natural to be adopted simply because it's breaking new ground? It's creating a way of lending that never existed. It's creating a way of borrowing that never existed. Or, like NFTs, a way to, for instance, music, where you can collect, 5 cents for every person who ever listens to your song. And that 5 cents comes directly to the artist, and there's no middleman. And so the musician makes the money, or an artist who creates an NFT and then sells it, but bakes into the smart contract is written that the artist will get 10% or whatever they want of the sale of that NFT in perpetuity. Every time that NFT changes hands, another 10% goes to the original artist. So, or whatever they want. So these innovations never existed before in traditional finance. There was never a way to do it. And so you look, number one, at use case. Does it bring something to the market that is new, that's innovative? Then it has a good chance of succeeding long term. And then secondly, who is the development team behind this? Do they know what they're doing? You have to look at, what they've done before, what their reputations are. You got to go to GitHub, where the publishing of all of crypto source code is, to see how much work is being done on this. You've got to look at their marketing. Are they marketing well? Because you could have the best project in the world, and if you don't market, you're going to fail, because no one knows that you've got this wonderful project that solves all these problems. And finally, you look at tokenomics. Tokenomics tells you how well you can expect this crypto to do in the future.
Yeah.
How much. I cannot stand projects that give 50% of the coins right from the get-go to the developers or to the early investors. That, to me, that is a grab, a money grab. That is not a good way to do a cryptocurrency. A much better way is take a much smaller percentage up front, and then let those who come in and develop on top of it, let those who come in and buy, the investors, let them make the money, and then the thing grows. So you've got tokenomics, you've got marketing, you've got use case, and who is behind the project. To me, though, that makes the determination as to whether I'm going to invest in a project or not. And so, yeah.
And if you're just tuning in, Theo, we're talking cryptocurrency. Theo, Antoinette, Ken, Christy. Ken, I want to ask you, when you came into this business of and we're going to bring on Darius as well. I see Darius Ferguson, and I want him to join us as well. Someone else who is a Bahamian in the crypto sphere, so I'll introduce him in a second. Ken, when you look at, when you were thinking of it, and I know you went to class with Antoinette, what was the main things you walked away from, saying as a philosophy, as a pillar of crypto investing, as someone who you know, as a forensic auditor, you are a careful fellow. You ain't getting a Ponzi scheme. That ain't you. You count your money. You make sure this makes sense, and you're in this business. What were the pillars of your understanding to get started, to get in?
My thing was really, before I do anything, is really to understand what it's all about, and I defer to those who are in the space, and that's why I took the classes, and I think I started off with about $300 investment, because, and as Antoinette said, you learn as much. For instance, I having been so familiar with crypto, I did not even realize that the banks that are blocking crypto transactions. And I think banks obviously see this as a threat to their existence. And so I learned as much about how to get into the space. The different coins. I see questions about what is Bitcoin. As those who know me, I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the granddaddy coin of them all. Of course, there are thousands of coins that ride the blockchain, and then you have tokens as well. And you can go on YouTube, and there are many different videos about Cardano as well, which is one of the coins, which has a good usage case, like Theo mentioned. Cardano ADA is being promulgated in Africa to help those Bitcoin in Argentina with countries that have hyperinflation. That's what I love about it. There's so much usage to it, to the various coins. But I guess the pillar of it is really trust. Is learning about it, being very careful as well, because with crypto, there are scam artists as well. And I want to warn persons in anything in life that you're getting into. There are persons who will say, "Okay, give me your crypto, give me your keys. How's this? I will buy this for you." And then you're scammed, out of your funds. So you got to learn as much as you can about it, how to get into it, how to sell, what is valuable about it, and then you will be informed about it. And then you make mistakes. I've had coins that were bust, but what I do is I try to read the white papers. As on every coin, there's a white paper that tells you all about it. You can go to websites. Almost every coin has a website that you can go to, and it has a white paper that tells you all about what the coin is about. And once you fall in love with that, then you will invest. And then diversification as well. You have some coins that like stocks, some coins that are going up, some coins that are going down. And overall, I look when I wake up in the morning. I come out of bed and I go to my wallet first, and my wallet usually is going upwards. And like Adnan said, I can take profits off. Sometimes I would take off $500, $1,000 a day. In some cases,
Look at you.
Well, I have some losses too now. I have some days when I can open up my wallet and I see my value has gone up, and I can then park it on my stable coin. Stable coin is a type of coin that provides one-on-one value, and you can park it there. So that if the markets go down, you have your value in that stable coin. It's sort of like a fixed deposit of the banking, And so the pillar of it is really understanding and going through the right channels, so that you are not taken advantage of, and then invest what you can lose. Invest up to the extent that you can lose, as with anything in life. And then sometimes you have to take a risk. And you call me the conservative accountant, but I since I've gone into the crypto space, I'm gonna take the necktie off soon, because I'm taking, I believe that with greater risk comes greater return. And the community, man, I just love the community. The the crypto community. You can go anywhere in the world, and people have information and can give you their perspective on what coin works. And so that, just learning as much about it as you can, and just being very careful about what how much you invest in the space, and then going, gradually from there.
I got a new guest on with us, Darius Ferguson. Darius is also part. So we're all a part. The 4, 5, and Lyric will join us as well. I think it'll be 6. I can count, right? So the 6 of us, we're all a part of a crypto group. This is the first time I'm meeting Darius and Ken. So shout out to see, my cousins now. We're crypto cousins. Darius, darling, tell us, how did you get into crypto?
Well, I discovered crypto by accident. Actually, one of my frat brothers, he was kind of showing me the stuff on his phone in mid 2017. And he said, this Bitcoin, this and whatever. He said, I think this thing could go up. So it was, I think May 2017, he showed me it. It was 3,000. And I actually got into it in November 2017, and the value had increased to 5,000. So me, I'm all about trading time for something valuable. So I'm thinking, how can I trade my time? And if I get into this stuff, will it work? And then along came XRP, which is Ripple, and I got into Ripple at about 23 cents. And we experienced the bull run I think it was January 2018. It started, and Ripple went up to $3, and from then I was hooked. Right? So I'm telling you, you get into the space and it's real addictive. I had my wife come and she said, you know what? I wish I was a cryptocurrency. You pay more time and attention to me. I say, I agree. But like I say, the community is phenomenal. I've experienced pretty much every facet of cryptos, from the staking, the NFTs, and like Ken said earlier, there are a lot of scammers in the market. So you just got to do your research, do your diligence, and know what to look for. And by, I guess, sometimes you just have to go through and get your first set of losses, but that builds up character, and it builds up, they call it in the crypto world, diamond hands. So you have the stickability to kind of stay in the industry.
I like that. Diamond hands. All right. So we're going to have to take a break, right? And because I love this, and then we're going to bring on Lyric Startup as well. But I got to ask this question. Someone I wanted to know, and we have a question. Do you feel a bear market coming? Do you feel a bear market is coming, Theo and Antoinette? Do you feel a bear market coming?
Well, for me, I think it's just beginning. Whether the bear market comes or goes, we're still going to be here. The bear market is coming eventually, but this is Christmas time. This is a season to be jolly. Pack your bags because we're going to the moon. This Christmas is going to be an epic one, especially for Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of the coins that have utility. This is going to be an epic Christmas. So if you're not in crypto yet, it's still early, guys. Jump in.
Jump in, Theo. Bear market, bullish. What do you think?
Of course, cryptocurrencies traditionally have gone in cycles. They've been 4-year cycles. That could be changing now because we now have, for the very first time, institutional investors. Institutional money has entered the space, and they're making a big difference. My feeling is we've got until at least Christmas, and then maybe end of Q1 22 as a bull market. And so then, I mean, what happens traditionally is when the bear market strikes, the price goes down.
Yeah,
and
that's the time to buy.
Sometimes it goes down 80%. And then you see all the declarations, Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin has been declared dead by the mainstream media 413 times since it was first conceived. We're
going to take a break.
But
Let's
always
take a break.
it comes
Hold
back
on,
like a phoenix rising out of the ashes after the bear market is back up.
Let's take a break. When we come back, more on this. You're listening to The Hit Back with Nahaja Black. Bitcoin is dead every quarter. He's not. Theo ain't live. We'll be back.
Rejuvenate, refresh, treat yourself. Immerse yourself in total comfort. Pamper yourself. After all, you're worth it. Relax. Rid yourself of all life's stresses. At Baja Retreat Anti-Aging Spa, you will find everything you need to enhance your body and spirit. Call today at 323-6711 and begin your journey to serenity at Baja Retreat Anti-Aging Spa.
We are working to protect our country, our people, and our livelihoods so that we can move forward. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is easy. The vaccine is essential for our recovery. If we want to rebuild our economy, if we want to get back to our jobs, if we want to get back to our lives, our families, we must do this together.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
It's a hit back with Natasha Black. It's a hit back with Natasha Black. It's a hit back.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We're talking cryptocurrencies. Theo, Antoinette, Darius, Ken, and
Testing,
now,
1 2.
without
Testing,
further
1
ado,
2.
Lyric. I think I got Lyric around here somewhere. Lyric, where are you, my friend? Okay. I got Lyric Stirrup added as well to the conversation. And Lyric, I want to bring you on because I want to get your story, Lyric. Again, we're all in this crypto group, and Lyric is the only person with no light, so we don't know if Lyric is a human or an idea. And Lyric, if you can hear me, let me know. Say something. Oh, Lyric might not be there for Drew. All right, so we'll try to get Lyric back. All right, guys. So here is where we are. Right, what we're trying to do in this show is get people as much information as possible. Right. As much information as possible on how to get started with crypto. And so I want to ask this question. So people got a bunch of questions. Darius Ferguson, Antoinette Butler, Theo Savusis, Ken Christie. And folks have this question here. What exchanges would you recommend? Which wallets? What exchanges would you recommend that is safe? Decentralized, centralized. A lot of people don't even know that jargon. What would you recommend? Antoinette, you start.
Yes, I recommend, well, I'll give you a few that we use in our group. We're on many exchanges, but the ones that, well, I don't know if I can say this. I don't think I should, but we use Binance. It's one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges. We use Binance. We use CEX.io. We use Bitstamp, we use Bitmart, we use Gate.geo, we use FTX, but not all of them will accept the Bahamian cards. Not all the banks are cooperating with us. So we have to navigate. And this is where the group come in. Once you take my class, you're added to the group. Once you're already in crypto and you hit me up on Facebook, I will, if we have space, because the group is getting crowded now, we will add you to the group. But we're a community there, we're a family, and we help each other there. So if you don't understand anything about crypto, we got you. We got you.
Yeah.
But you must take the class. I must tell you that you can sit in the group and learn. I can fast track you because it took me about 8 months to a year to learn what I know. And what I do is I save people that time. So if you don't have 8 months to a year to learn, then you should take a class. Lyric is also an instructor. And
we're having some technical issues with Lyric.
Sorry?
We're having some technical issues with the Lyric. I can see him. He's not,
but Theo is our daddy, and I would love to mention my lawyer. I don't do anything without my lawyer. His name is Takoyo Bridgewater. He's not with us. on this, but anyone who knows Takoyo know that he's ready to help anyone. And he's helped me tremendously from 2017 when I started learning. He was the one that held my hand and taught me everything that I knew initially. And then I just started consuming information. I'm an information junkie, and I'm also an evangelist of cryptocurrency. So anyone who knows me, if I go to a party and no one's talking crypto, I want to leave. If I'm in a group and no one's talking crypto, I want to leave. I'm bored and out of my mind without crypto because it's so intriguing. It's fascinating. For me, it's very profitable. And I'm telling you, we have some losses. And if you can't take losses, don't get into this game. This is serious business.
But you know, one of the things that for the record, I am one of those persons within the group, right? So I'm sitting in the group, and I have this challenge where I tell everyone, you know, Antoinette knows, Theo knows, I don't have the time yet to be watching the markets like y'all, right? I don't have the time yet. I am hodling. I'm a hodling professional. I learned from Ken. You know, I got my steady ones where I put my incremental cash in, and I'm a happy woman. But I noticed in the group, y'all SHIB winners, y'all bloke winners got me stressing that I'm making big money. How do you know how to pick meme coins like the SHIB coin or the Doge coin or Mana? I know Theo and I would talk. That's not a meme coin. Mana is now like a Cardano on this revolution train. But how do you know when to pick a coin? Especially those
like
ones.
Theo said earlier, when you learn crypto, you get to know about the coin market cap, right? And you have to study charts, and you have to go on all the Twitter, and you have to go to Reddit, and you have to go to GitHub, and you have to go to Etherscan. These are things like you have to go everywhere once you understand, so you can learn the coin market cap. The first person who taught me about the coin market cap was my lawyer. I call him my lawyer, but he's my buddy in crypto, Takoyo Bridgewater. Takoyo said, Antoinette, in 2017, you have to understand the coin market cap, right? But when it comes to meme coins, you don't know, because I don't know if I can say it on radio. I don't want Erica to flag you, but community coins are very risky, but no risk, no reward. But you have to know when to get out. And you have to know when to get in and when to get out. And sometimes you hold on for dear life, which is the meaning of hodling. We don't say hold on in crypto. We say hodl. You hodl, you hodl, you hodl. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to hodl and marry the coin. And then the coin is going to pump, and then it's going to dump. Okay? So some meme coins are pump and dumps, right? They're created just like Theo was explaining in the beginning. You have some people that create coins just to scam you, just to scam investors out of their money. And also, I want to warn about a lot of people misrepresenting cryptocurrency around the world. They're using pyramid schemes to tell you, bring 200, bring 300, bring 4 people, get in, we'll trade for you. You give us your money, and after a week, we give you this. After 10 weeks, we give you that. In the meantime, they're using your money to invest in Bitcoin. They're making a hell lot of money, more than what you're making, and then they're just giving you the residual. Guys, that's not trading. That's not crypto trading, okay? That's actually a pyramid scheme, some of it, and some of it is just making other people rich, okay? So you have to learn what cryptocurrency really is and get your feet wet. But for me, meme coins, we used to avoid them like the plague, but now we're looking at the Sheebs and the Doge coins of the space, and we're realizing that, hey, jump in, make some money, and know when to exit. And you can't be emotional. You can't marry coins, especially meme coins. Now, coins with utility. These coins are the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Polkadot, the Chainlink, the ADA. These coins have real utility. It's a reason why they were created. They're changing the world, especially in the crypto space. They're changing technology. And these are the coins that you want to get into long term. My mentor here, Theo, He told me just the other day, Antoinette, this is a waiting game. You get in. If you wait 5 years, you'll be well off. If you wait 10 years, you'll be rich. And if you wait 15 years, you'll be super, super wealthy. It's a waiting game. So people who are coming into the space who are not day trading, because people think that cryptocurrency is sitting in the front of a computer and just all day trading, reading charts and trading. No, we have hodlers holding on for their life. Hodlers, people that invest and they just hold. Because eventually, if your coin has a real utility, it may do some dips, like there's ebbs and flows, but eventually the longer you hold the coin, the more valuable they become. If the coin has real utility and the makers behind the coin are really trusted and know what they're doing, like Theo said.
I want to ask, Darius, someone had a question for you. The question they had was Ripple. Do you see Ripple getting to $10? I got Ripple too, boy, and I just see it going up, but it ain't. I know about 10.
Yeah. So you have to look at the market cap in its totality and do that configuration. I'm not sure about the $10. I know it'll make money, I guess, whenever the SEC case is done. But there are many coins that may get that kind of return that you're looking for. And again, you go to coin market cap, and you just got to look at some of the lower cap coins. So you look at Bitcoin, right? And you think that Bitcoin can get to 100,000.
Hold on, Darius. You got to deal with that for a second.
From where it is right now, that's not even a 1x, right? So you look at some of the lower cap coins. You look at like Theo said, you look at the tokenomics. You look at the utility and the TMs. You mentioned block earlier. I think a block can kind of get you that gain you want. And as you go through and look at the teams and look at the utility and look at the ebbs and flow of the market, like the metaverse now is the hot thing, right? So you kind of look at coins that are focusing on the metaverse with the low cap, and that'll give you that kind of gain that you're looking for.
Yeah, and I like that answer too. Let me ask you, Theo. Theo, you're my guy. You and Antoinette, y'all too. I noticed my good friend Takoyo. Takoyo is a seriously focused trader. Okay, I can't mess with y'all. I ain't there yet. Baby step. Ken, I see how you're looking at me. I see the judgment in your eyes, Ken.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You one step away, man. Theo's gonna get you okay.
I feel the judgment, but Theo, I gotta ask you right now, what are the coins that you're looking at? Because the advice you gave me at the beginning, I mean, my little bit of dollars, I'm so proud. You should see me. I look at it every day. It's like, oh, look at that. My couple of dollars, and I know how to get my money off the account. We can talk about that in another show. I just got to make sure the central bank governor away, right? So we can talk about that. Theo, what coins should we be looking at?
Well, that all I can tell you is the coins that I find to be, good projects to invest, good prospects that I believe are going to do well long term.
Right. Now, and by the way, let me just do this. This is not financial advice. You can't come back and say, Theo, cause you lose all your money. You still got to read up. What is it we say in the group? What is it? Do your own research?
Do your own research. This is not financial advice. This is just educational purposes only. And this is just what I am doing. This may not be right for you. So don't listen to what I say. Go ask your financial advisor if you need advice on how to invest. So what I say, what I see as being good coins are, so we have, Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the question is, how much more can Bitcoin grow? How much more can Ethereum grow? If you were to buy alternate coins, altcoins that are less well-known, that are newer projects, that have good prospects, you might get more returns now than you would with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are much more or far less risky because chances are they will continue to grow, they will continue to do well. Other projects are, as you get into a lower and lower market cap, they become more and more risky, but the returns can be great. Now, meme coins are only purchased by retail investors and only during a bull run. That is when they pump. Everything pumps during a bull run. Now, there are over 10,000 different cryptocurrencies that exist. 99.9% are pure garbage. They are crap. They will go in the long term, they will go down. So picking your projects is very important. You can make money with coins that are well marketed during a bull run, that have no utility, have bad tokenomics, but have great marketing. They're meme coins, and so they catch on. And then you have these, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Elon Musk, because, he just is playing. He is playing around, and thousands, millions of people go running after what he just said, even though it's just pure foolishness. If you look at the institutional investors, not one of them is buying a dog coin. These things are not long term. Buy and then sell to some fool before the coin goes down. That's all I can say about useless coins, because most of these meme coins do not serve a purpose. They're just viral marketing that catches the minds and imaginations of people who don't know any better, who rush in and buy them, and then when the market goes south, these coins they lose 99% of their value. So
tell us how you really feel, Theo.
Yeah, that's so. If you want to be, if you want to invest seriously and you want to invest long term, then what I'm telling you is go after the solid projects. Go after the coins that are good.
We gotta go, but I have to say this before we go. I want you all, if you want to find out more about the classes, go to Facebook, Antoinette Butler Smith, ANTOINETTE. You can't come in the group because we got too much people in the group right now, like me, who ain't know what they're doing, and it's upsetting the apple cart. It's ruining the group. So you got to learn stuff, because I got to go to the course now to learn my stuff. Theo, Darius, Ken, thank you guys so much. Lyric, I appreciate you too. And we're going to do more of these in series. So we'll be back and do it again. Thank you guys so much. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja, Black Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. I'm telling you, I love this. I love this crypto thing. I'm learning. I'm feeling smarter, even smart contracts. Who knew? Everyone, have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're out.
It's the Hit